Okay.
Get dangerously skinny. Others get suspiciously muscular. Some drank gallons of melted ice cream to gain weight quickly.
That sounds terrible. Oh no.
Whereas others were forced to take pills by producers before they were 18 years old. This is not standard acting protocol. These are actors who risked serious
Is
injury
that 50 Cent? The fuck?
or death, all for the sake of a role. And in some cases, the damage lasted the rest of their lives. Today we are looking at the dark side of Hollywood body transfer.
Isn't it crazy? He was jacked like this, and in less than a year, Christian Bale dropped down to this to play another role. This is him as Batman, this is him as the Machinist. Isn't that fucking nuts?
Transformations, starting with Tom Hanks, who's lucky he did not pass away while filming Castaway. In the film, Hanks plays the role of Chuck Noland, a FedEx
They take it so serious for the craft, you know, just to
executive whose plane crashes into the Pacific Ocean, leaving him stranded on an island for 4 years. At the time, Hanks's natural body weight was around 185 pounds, but his physical stature in real life would not accurately match the character he was portraying. So for the early scenes before the crash where—
Listen, bro, chat, I would love to be stranded on an island for like 2 months. I'd want to be stranded on there with somebody though, preferably a girl. I feel like that'd be fun, bro. I feel like I could survive. I've been watching so many episodes of Naked and Afraid. I love the beach. I love being outside. I feel like I could do it. But if I was alone, bro, I'd go fucking crazy.
Chuck is still living a normal, comfortable life, Tom intentionally packed on nearly 50 pounds to reflect a man who eats all your favorite calorie-dense comfort foods like burgers, fries, and milkshakes. Gaining the weight was essential to make the body transformation even more dramatic, going from slightly overweight to dangerously underweight. After filming the first half of the movie, production shut down for an entire year so Hanks could lose the weight and come—
oh, damn!
back looking like someone who'd been surviving off coconuts and fish.
I'll say this, bro. I don't need a whole year to slim down. If I go a whole week and I'm sick and I'm not eating well, bro, I get skinny as fuck. But like, my fellow, like, listen, there's just 3 different types of body types. Mulan! What's up, sis? There's just different types of body types, you know what I'm saying? It's like some people can gain muscle really easy, but it's hard for them to lose fat. And there's some people who can lose fat super easy, but it's hard for them to gain muscle. And there's some people that are in the middle. It's mesomorph, endomorph, ectomorph, but that doesn't matter. But I'm one of those people, like, it's really hard for me to gain fat and muscle size, but like, bro, I can lose muscle and fat, like, scary fast. It's insane, bro. Like, I can, like, drop 20 pounds in, like, 2 weeks. Like, when I got really sick, what up, Tiff? What up, everybody? When I got really sick a while back, bro, I literally lost 15 pounds. It was crazy.
And this is where things got brutal. He went on an extreme diet, eating mostly vegetables, fish, and drinking water. Ain't nothing wrong with that, though. No.
Become fat. Listen, Jason. Listen, we're about to get in our fitness era, chat. It's summer. It's summertime. You know what, chat? Listen, if you want to join me right now, bro, I'm about to go into a crazy workout, crazy fitness stretch. I got my Cotathon done. I'm done being sick. Everything's gone. I'm about to get in shape, about to exercise. So, you know, I'm gonna be dropping my routines, my diet, my everything. I'll put it on my, I'll post it. If you want to join, let me know. I'll post all that shit on Patreon. I'm about to get on my grind, crazy grind. Listen, bro, honestly, we might bring back the personal training, bro. If like, I'll have to do it online, bro. If you guys want help, bro, I'm down. Got you. I'll sign you as a client. We'll get into this. But here's the thing, bro. If you want to do it, you gotta take this shit seriously, bro. Because there's one thing that drives me crazy, bro. Half-assers, bro. So if you want help, bro, you gotta commit. You ready to commit? Let's fucking do this thing.
No sugar, no refined carbs, no red meat.
Yes,
basically just enough food to keep him standing. To burn
all in. Listen, bro. Even when we go to shows and meetups, gym in the morning, 10 in the morning, and we gotta turn up.
More calories. He added daily cardio.
Listen, you gotta exercise every single day, chat. Every single day, you gotta do some sort of physical exercise. No excuses.
Running and swimming every day. By the time filming resumed, he looked like a completely—
even if you put your headphones on while I'm on stream with you right now, I'll keep you company. But well done! Okay, sorry. Mulan, why'd you do, bro, you know I'm autistic. You can't do a verbal stem while I'm having a conversation. Expect me not to act on it. And put your headphones on, take me on your phone and start hit that treadmill, hit that stair climber, and we'll talk it out. Talk it out, walk it out. I had to.
different
I was gonna do it soon, okay?
person. On top of the
How's your
dangerous
day
weight
going?
loss, Hanks got a small cut on his knee that seemed harmless at first until it got infected and turned into a serious problem. His body didn't have enough nutrients to fight it off. He
Whatever, everyone, welcome in.
said, "I got an infection from a cut and it was eating its way through my leg. I didn't
What's that one Tom Hanks movie where he's stuck at the airport? I think it's my favorite Tom Hanks movie.
know it, I just thought I had a sore." He ended up in the hospital for 3 days and the film production was shut down for almost 3 weeks. But it gets worse.
All the time. Is it wise? Are you Wilson? Is your name Avocado Wilson? What's out of my work grind? Okay. Listen, it's fitness time. Bro, I'm excited for Utah, bro. Listen, I'm gonna get a soccer ball, bro. We're gonna kick the ball.
Years later,
Avocado Wilson.
Tom revealed he had developed type 2 diabetes, and his doctors told him it was
My favorite movie of all time ever. Chat, listen to this. I'm gonna ask you again someday, like, yo, who really loves me? Who knows my favorite movie? Does anyone know it? Does anyone remember it? My favorite movie all time. It's got Tom Hanks in it. He's not the main character in it, but he's in there. Favorite movie all time is Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks.
partially because of how often he had pushed
Toy
his body to
Story.
extreme
Toy Story is I think that's my favorite movie all time.
lengths for roles,
It's a great
with
movie.
Castaway being one of the worst. Even though the film earned him an Oscar nomination
Give
and
me
is
some bad ideas or some good ones, but how you look at like it.
considered one of his best
Depends how you look at
performances,
it.
it also may have left him with permanent health issues. And while Tom Hanks transformed while chasing an Oscar, 50 Cent risked his life for a film that nobody saw. No awards, no acclaim, just a brutal weight
don't
cut for a
forget.
role that
Oh,
did
yeah.
not give him the credibility he was hoping for. But real quick, have you ever Googled your field with they make arts for you if you want anything done they have.com/bold. I'm not leaving myself vulnerable,
It's a good
and you
movie.
shouldn't
Don't get me
either.
wrong.
In 2011, 50 Cent released a film called All Things Fall Apart. He wrote it, financed it, starred in it, and most people have never heard of it. But during filming,
That's kind of embarrassing.
he went through one of the most extreme physical transformations any actor has ever attempted. He played Dion Barnes, a top college football player who gets diagnosed with cancer. The character starts the movie healthy and muscular, then rapidly declines into a frail, sickly version of himself. And 50 decided to show that transformation for real. It wasn't just a creative decision.
That's sad, bro. And nobody watched.
It was personal. Growing up, one of 50's
Seen
closest
this
friends
film.
died from cancer. He said that memory stuck with him, and if he was going to play someone going through that, he felt he had to get it right.
I had a friend of mine that died of cancer growing up. You know, so it was exciting. And when I was making the physical transformation, I concentrated on how he actually looked to me.
His routine sounds simple, but it nearly killed him. Every day he ran on a treadmill for a total of 3 hours. When the fatigue set in, he'd slow to a
Hell yeah,
walk, but he
Sammy.
never stopped completely. Plus, he was doing this while barely eating anything of substance. Just a
carry the
liquid-only
boats
diet.
and the
No
logs,
processed
dog.
food, barely any
I
calories.
must see this film. That's so crazy, bro. I wonder why no one watched it or heard of it.
Just protein shakes, coconut water, and unsweetened juice. With so few calories, his body burned through all the fat and most of his muscle, and the side effects were obvious. He looked unrecognizable. His cheeks were sunken in, his frame looked like skin and bones, and his eyes looked
You kind of looks like he's trying to mog me.
visibly exhausted. He later admitted he was constantly lightheaded and had to mentally
No
force himself
press.
not to eat. "I was starving. I would have
I
to
mean, if he funded and did it himself, all that blah blah blah, like you don't know how much like these like Paramount blah 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 who makes these movies and everything. You don't know how much they put into like marketing, interviews, press tours, this. That really you don't really notice how much it helps, but it probably does really help. In comparison. Very dead, so walking isn't scary. Listen, bro. You gotta grind. You put yourself to it. You gotta test yourself every single day.
restrain myself. I had to discipline myself not to actually
Listen, chat. You got a floor in your room. You can exercise. You can work out. All you need is a floor.
eat. When the transformation was complete, he had lost 54 pounds in just 9 weeks, dropping from 214 to 160, which may not sound extreme to some, but when you're naturally a big guy like 50 Cent, that kind of weight loss can be seriously dangerous. And although 50 took the role as seriously as anyone could, the film didn't do nearly as well as he hoped. It had a small budget and barely got distributed. After bouncing around a few film festivals, it eventually landed on BET a year later, but it received no awards and barely got any attention. And the craziest part about this was that nobody asked him to do it. The director didn't tell him to drop the weight. It wasn't in the script.
Wake up every morning, do 20 push-ups, 5-minute plank, 20 squats. Like just a simple little thing every single day. If you don't do it now and you don't exercise now, then adding it to your routine is gonna help.
Nor in the contract. 50 just wanted to prove to everyone that he could be a serious actor and dedicate the film to his late friend.
Can't do a push-up though. Why not? You gotta get stronger to do a push-up then.
And it did not earn him
Start on your knees, start by holding it, start by trying.
Hollywood credibility he was chasing, but it still stands as one of the most extreme body transformations any actor has ever.
Will be the death of me. Listen, bro. You gotta do hip thrusts, squats, sumo squats, bad girls, good girls, the gym. I promise you, you get those juicy thighs, that juicy booty, drink protein shakes, this. And if you want to gain muscle and get those thick thighs, thick ass, you gotta make sure your protein is super high. Their calories are super high. Like I'll tell you this: if you want to gain muscle, change the shape of your body, and you're not eating right, you're not getting the right types of foods, the right types of calories, you're working out for nothing. You might be doing reverse working out at that point.
Ever done. People have used photos of this role to mock 50 or troll him because out of context it could look funny, but it's arguably one of the most impressive things he has done in
I got a few extras comments I could use
his entire career. And while 50 Cent pushed himself by choice, Judy Garland was forced. Her breakout role demanded.
Isn't it crazy that some of our favorite movies, some of our favorite shows, some of our favorite, like iconic pop stars, this or this, live some of the most miserable, like behind the scene lives with some of the worst mental health, some of the worst physical health ever, and we look up to them and think they're so awesome, think they live this amazing life, and yet they're all miserable, they're all doing this, they're all doing that.
Intense weight loss.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Delilah. Isn't it crazy?
Grueling hours and pills just to function. And what producers did to her was far darker than anyone could have imagined.
What's that one song? I think it's by Smash Mouth.
Judy Garland was just 16 years old when she played Dorothy in the classic 1939
What up, Jada? Welcome back.
Film The Wizard of Oz. It became the most iconic role of her career, but behind the scenes, it was nothing like the wholesome movie people remember. MGM forced her to do things that would never be acceptable today. From the moment she was cast, the studio told her she did not look the part. Even though she was still a teenager, executives said she looked too mature and too heavy to play a young girl, so they put her on a brutal, restrictive diet that consisted of black coffee, chicken soup, lettuce, and
80 cigarettes? Bruh. Coffee and cigarettes? Is this Cato's diet?
Cigarettes, no real meals, and barely any calories. And that wasn't even the worst part. MGM gave the 16-year-old drugs to keep her working as many hours as
possible. In the meal is 86 as well.
Possible to keep her weight down and her energy.
It's kind of impressive. Cato's like, yeah. You think that was a big deal?
Up, they gave her what they called pep-up pills, which were just amphetamines. And since the pills kept her
which is crazy, bro, because not like trying to shit on her this movie, but like this movie didn't need all that. It really didn't. Like the acting was pretty, standard for the era. She wasn't doing anything crazy, she wasn't like need to be super emotional at any point. She wasn't super, hyper, super this, super that. She was like had a long dress on the whole movie. Like they did not need to do all that.
Fired, they had to knock her out at night with barbiturates. She said they'd give us pep-up pills to keep us on our feet long after we were exhausted. Then they'd take us to the studio hospital and knock us out with sleeping pills. On top of the pills and starvation, MGM modified her physical appearance. She wore a tight corset to flatten her chest, rubber discs in her nose to narrow its shape.
Yeah, like what scenes did she need this? Like there was no like dramatic like crying, screaming scenes where she needed to be like super emotional and raw. It wasn't like the Dukes of Hazzard. It's like What the hell did they like? They did this for nothing.
Shape and dental caps to fix her smile. The iconic Dorothy look was manufactured down to the smallest detail. Studio head Louis B. Mayer, one of the most powerful men in Hollywood at the time, would walk
That's
up behind
wild.
her and place his hands on her chest to fix her posture. Judy later said she felt completely powerless.
Goddamn.
She couldn't speak out or push back because she knew her entire career would be over.
Hollywood is fucking evil, bro. With MJ. There's a remake? I haven't seen it. I didn't know there was one.
And keep in mind, she was only 16 years old at the time. The Wizard of Oz became a massive hit that will be
like The Wizard of Oz is good. Don't get me wrong, but like, it's got a good story. It's got a good world. Storytelling, but like, there's not like a wow, that acting scene really moved me, really made me feel something. Like, you know what I mean?
remembered for generations, and Judy's performance turned her into a star, but it came at a cost. The same pills that kept her working as a teenager became a lifelong addiction. Judy Garland tragically died of a barbiturate overdose at just 47 years old.
Damn.
If she never did The Wizard of Oz, she might have never become a Hollywood star. Then again, she probably would not have died so young. We've seen actors rapidly lose
That
weight by
sucks.
basically eating nothing but air, and then there's Rob McElhenney, who ate a ton of ice cream to make himself look like a slob. Again, nobody asked Rob to do this. His inspiration came from watching the legendary sitcom Friends. As the
Unpopular opinions, Friends was not good, bro. Listen, bro, I didn't, what a parrot. That is just low-key boring, mid. I don't know. I never thought, I've seen different episodes of Friends here and there and seen clips. I never giggled, smiled. Wow, that's an interesting storyline. Like, I've never felt that at any point in the show.
seasons evolved, the entire
And this motherfucker right here has the most annoying face and voice of all time. The only thing that carried this show is Jennifer Aniston, just being a beauty.
cast seemed to level up, appearing better looking due to larger paychecks to consume healthier foods, afford dietitians, and the pressure to maintain Hollywood beauty standards. Rob thought it would be hilarious to have the opposite transformation as his show, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, got more successful.
And I thought, I'd never seen a show in which the characters or the actors specifically tried to look worse as the show progressed.
Watch for Joey. Which one is that? I own it on DVD.
Thought that if there was ever going to be a show
It's rare to have DVDs
in which that
anymore.
would make sense, then this would be it. So I embraced it, and I decided to look as terrible as possible. And gaining 50 pounds was a huge part of that.
Rob discovered the secret to gaining weight: drink as many calories
Honestly, that's kind of a nice dad bod. Just while I watch all the seasons of the show.
as possible.
I would have my assistant in the morning go out and buy a
Moody
pint,
person.
not a pint, a gallon of ice cream, and he would put it out on the counter, and I wouldn't eat it until 4 o'clock in the afternoon because it would melt, and I would drink it.
Love Sunny. Was it good? Did him doing this add anything to the series? Him having a belly? Like, what did it change?
You would drink melted ice cream.
Yeah, because you can drink that many calories a day, you can't eat that many calories. At least I can't.
He started having chest pains, and his
I got bellyache. You got mega jacked after.
doctor begged him to stop attempting to gain weight. However, it paid off,
He said it was an artistic move to get chunky.
because Fat Mac produced some of the funniest moments in It's Always Sunny history.
What is your confession?
I'm fat. Oh, what's up, bitch? I did it! I'm 200 pounds. I'm as big as my avatar.
This is me the other day when I tried to rip my fucking tank top.
I'm healthier than you,
He puts it.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say you're healthy. You have type 2 adult onset diabetes.
I mean, they're delicious. They're full of carbs, which is great for a pump. And they're cheap as
The best part about Fat Mac was the redemption arc, as he was able to use this as an opportunity to get ripped beyond belief and shock the whole crew.
Okay, everybody, are you ready? Bam! All right, what's up?
What's going on?
Oh, well, I got into
Yeah, a little bit of steroids. No big deal.
really good shape.
I don't really know what's going on here, though. You look like a baby.
Yeah,
like a
so just
toddler.
We're not gonna... Why did I do it?
Nobody knows.
We don't know. Okay. So
Put my shirt on.
great plan. I think that's best.
No big deal.
Congrats, Mac. It looks really good.
Good job.
Can we figure out?
Crazy thing is that Rob trained for months to get ripped just for a 2-minute joke. Now that's
Is
dedication.
insane.
In a weirder twist, when Chrissy Metz was cast as Kate in This Is
Danny
Us,
DeVito. I love Danny DeVito.
producers actually wanted her to stay heavier to reflect the character's ongoing struggles with weight. Now, it's no secret that Chrissy was already
What movie is
plus-sized in
this?
real life, but it shows what Hollywood producers might demand to bring their vision to the big screen.
They were like, we have to fit you for a fat suit. I was like, what? And I remember getting measured at the costume house, and they're like, it's gonna be
Blew up,
109
ate crops.
inches. Wow. I'm like, oh,
TV
okay.
show.
They called it.
Chat, I want to own my own reality show. Fuck it. Turk, let's film a pilot, bro, and start sending them off. Who wants to be a part of my reality show, chat?
A couch. Like, that's what we ended
Shit.
up calling it on the shoot was, oh, here's Chrissy's couch, because it's basically couch
Me.
cushions. There's a story that I literally got stuck in my trailer.
Shore.
We had a separate
We need an
dressing
original
tent
idea.
because I couldn't go in and out of my trailer. So we had it on the stage or on.
Cult themed. Was anyone already? Technically, yes. But listen, we need a network to pick it up. I can come up with some ideas.
Location wherever we were.
Oh, it's
And
nuts.
one day I forgot my phone or I forgot something that was important. I ran back and I got stuck in the trailer.
When you make it like Jersey Shore and The Bachelor and yeah, let's mix those two together.
And I thought, who's gonna find me?
And what's another good reality show?
And this kind of begs the question if
Yeah.
actors actually
Blew up.
need to change their bodies. With CGI and a little bit of movie magic, anything is possible. And some actors
Factor,
straight up
Coal
refuse to
Island.
make a drastic
Exactly.
change, like Robert Pattinson, who took a different path when preparing for The Batman. Robert deliberately avoided the intense bulking routines typical of superhero portrayals. In a 2020 interview with GQ, he said, "I think if you're working out all the time, you're a part of the problem. You set a precedent. No one was even doing this in the 70s. Even James Dean, he wasn't exactly ripped." This stance was clearly the opposite to previous Batman actors. But the thing is, Pattinson still had a great physique. He did some training, including bodyweight exercises, long-distance runs, and military-style sandbag
Never seen it
workouts. By no
before.
means was he scrawny or out of
Oh yeah, this is it. Jersey Shore, The Bachelor, and Naked and Afraid.
shape. A lot of the feelings that Robert did not do enough come from the fact that Hollywood body standards have changed significantly. Because Tobey Maguire's body transformation for Spider-Man back in the
Crazy
day was being
combo.
treated like he
Let's do it.
transformed into a world-class
Let's
athlete.
do it.
What'd you do? You do special workout? Because when you finally turn into Spider-Man, you're muscular as hell. Well, how did that work? How do you get that size?
I worked out for 5
get
months,
Jersey
6 days a
Butler.
week, up to 4 hours a day.
And do you eat more food when you do that?
Had a nutritionist, and I was eating
He did that 7 days a week, 4 hours a day for that mid physique. I'm not trying to hate. Like I'm always body positivity, but like my brother, who was training you? What workouts were you doing? What are you eating?
4 to 6 meals a day, lots of protein.
Back in 2002, Tobey Maguire
Like I get like he's jacked there, but like that's not like a crazy insane physique that would be like, whoa, you're in the gym 4 hours per day.
built an impressive physique while preparing for his role as Spider-Man. But if you looked at him today with the exact same build, some people would say it doesn't even compare to other actors' dedication, because now actors are expected to look like bodybuilders when playing a superhero. And
Damn, man.
look, I'm not making any
Scrumulous Michael.
accusations out here.
Watching that movie, yeah, 4 hours. Oh, that's probably his muscles probably weren't gonna work out, and they're probably just like working out so hard they couldn't even recover, and he was going in worse. He left worse than when he started.
But there are tons of credible resources on the internet that suggest that some of your favorite actors are out here doing a little jabby
What up,
jab
bully?
to get that.
Bro, everyone knows they are. There's no jabby jab. Oh, credible resources. Bro, if you know anything about fitness, anything about exercise, fuck yes. Listen, all these jacked motherfuckers, skinny ass, lean motherfuckers, and all these movies are taking some sort of PD to get that way.
That Terminator look they so desperately want. So when Robert Pattinson showed up in The Batman with a body that looked, well, naturally attainable, people wanted to criticize him. As a bodybuilder and steroid user, I find it pretty criminal how widespread the usage and denial of usage of PEDs is in Hollywood. It puts in a lot of effed up body image issues.
It really does. Chat, listen. If you think about all the best physiques, girls and guys, in Hollywood, and your favorite movies, your favorite this, your favorite that, there is some sort of enhancement involved. There's some sort of steroids, some sort of diet pills, some sort of this. There are very few natural ones. What up, Scotty?
And then they go on and do news stories about X, Y, or Z workout or diet or trendy fitness thing that helped them achieve their goals.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, they'd be looking very different without the large amounts of PEDs they're using. Actors don't necessarily need to be jacked to play the role because Batman is the world's greatest detective, and that alone is enough to tell his stories. Although if you put Robert Pattinson's body next to Toby's from 2002, it's not that different, but one was called jacked while the other was criticized. It just goes to show what used to be impressive is now considered the bare minimum, and what used to be the bare minimum doesn't even make it past the audition.
Listen, chat, I'm not gonna lie though. I'm doing it all natural. I'm chilling. I'm going through a rigorous fitness routine. And I started it last night. I'm starting it today. Eating healthier, clean. Like I've eaten like eggs and vegetables only, basically at this point. Lots of water, lots of hydration, caffeine, protein, and I have a special workout routine I do. And it really does. It's gets you right, and I'm gonna be looking good for Jersey and the beach. This is gonna be my big one. So I gotta come in my best shape, my most ripped shape. I gotta be my most tan, my most tall tan.
And while some questioned Pattinson's dedication, Christian Bale went so far for his role that it nearly killed him. When people talk about actors transforming their bodies to the extreme for a role, Christian Bale in The Machinist always comes up. In the 2004 film.
Listen. If you want to be a bodybuilder just for funsies and all natural bodybuilder, go for it. But if you want to be a bodybuilder and you want to be the best bodybuilder and actually win anything, it's not worth it unless you're trying to be the best and you're willing to permanently change your body for the rest of your life. And have a tan off, I'm winning. So they all say screw 'em.
Film, Bale plays Trevor Resnick, a factory worker so plagued by guilt and paranoia that he hadn't slept in a year.
Like I need someone to bring some oil so I can be oiled up at all times. I mean, get my pump every 5 minutes. Me do some push-ups, keep my pump going.
Obviously, a guy like that would not look too healthy. So instead of relying on CGI or special effects, Bale decided he'd actually become that guy in real life. He dropped down to an insanely low 120 pounds, which is scary considering he's 6 foot tall. That's the kind of weight that would put most people in a hospital bed, not on a movie set. His diet wasn't just restrictive, it was borderline starvation. For months, he survived exactly on 1 can of tuna and 1 apple per day. No processed sugar, no real fat, basically 0 nutrients. To keep hunger at bay, Bale...
Oh! I wasn't thinking. No, bro. There's muscle oil. Just you get that shit so you don't like fuck up your skin in the sun and stuff.
Smoked
shoe oil,
cigarettes constantly, and chugged black coffee just to have enough energy to stay awake. He initially wanted to push it even further to around 100 pounds, but the producers had to step in because they thought he actually might die. He changed so drastically, it makes anyone else who lost weight for a role look like
you need that for your knees.
They did not even try. He lost all muscle mass, his skin became paper thin, and his bones stuck out in every scene. Bale later described it as feeling like his body did not even belong to him. He was so malnourished that he'd sometimes zone out and completely forget where he was while filming. Even basic tasks like standing up or walking up a flight of stairs became exhausting. He said, when you're so skinny that you can hardly walk up a flight of stairs, you're like this being a pure thought. It's like you've abandoned your body. The drastic weight loss left Bale visibly emaciated. Immediately after filming wrapped, Bale faced another body transformation challenge. He had to rapidly bulk up to 220 pounds in just...
Bro, Christian Bale's my GOAT, dude. My favorite Batman, my favorite actors. My heart.
6 months for his next role as Batman Begins. Although The Machinist wasn't a major success following its release, Bale's physical transformation turned it into a cult classic, earning him a reputation as one of Hollywood's most extreme method actors. And we all know that method actors are so incredibly dedicated to their roles that they can often go insane, even potentially losing.
Christensen, is that a guy from Defiant?
their
Nothing much. Spill. What you been up to?
lives for their art. But if you want to hear more about that,
Says my
check out
favorite
this
DJ.
video.
You're my favorite Scotty, dog. Good ass.